Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on my morning makeup routine. So this is the makeup that I would just use for a normal school day or whatever morning occasion. So I will be taking you step by step on how I apply and what things I use and how I apply it. So without further ado, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and let's get right into the video. The first step that I do before I apply any makeup is wash my face, and I already did, so that is done. But then basically first step before I do anything else is apply a moisturizer or like base on my face. So I'm using this MAC Prep and Prime moisturizer. It's a base to put on before you apply anything else, because dry skin is the enemy of foundation. So what I do to apply the moisturizer is I just take some on my hand, just like 1 or 2 drops would work, and then I just put it all over my face. Step number 2 is applying foundation. The foundation I use is from MAC, and it looks like this. And how I apply this foundation is a little bit strange, but I've seen other people do it. I just squirt just a bit on my face. Just like that. Next, now I blend in all my foundations by using a foundation sponge. So I'm just gonna do that. Step number 3 is applying concealer. And I got this little tube of concealer from Ipsy.com, and it works really well. So what I do is just I apply a little bit of concealer under my eyes, under both eyes, so like I just look like I'm wide awake and not just like I just woke up and sleepy. Just like that. And how I use to blend this all in is by using a brush or sponge. I like using the sponge method, and I just like cut a piece of like foundation sponge like off so it'll be easier for me. So what I do is I just blend it in under, and I just pat it in. I kind of go like around and on top of my eye. And I kind of rub it into. And fourth step is my eyes, and this is where I apply eyeshadow. So what I use is this really cool neutral palette that my future stepmother bought me, and the brush I use is this type of brush to use for my crease. So it's really fluffy and it works heavenly. So here's what the palette looks like on the inside, and the color I use for my crease is this brown, this brown shade right here. Sorry, I'm going to this brown shade, and I kind of tap some off so I won't have too much, and then I just apply it onto both of my creases of my eyes. And how I do, I use like windshield wiper way, or like circular motions to apply the eyeshadow. Next with the eyeshadow is the lid, and how I apply eyeshadow with the lid is either with my finger or with a brush. I'm going to show you the finger method. So what color I use all the time for a morning look is something neutral or golden. So for me, I'm going to be using this pretty color right here. I just put some on my finger. Sorry for the noise. And I just pat it onto my lid. And done. Next, after that, is blending the two colors in. And when blending those two colors in, I want to use a more fluffier brush than the brush I use for my crease. So I use this fluffy brush, and it's kind of dirty, but I use this fluffy brush, and I just blend those two colors in together. And then, next step is the inner of my lid. So when I do the inner of my lid, I use a brush like this teensy, weensy, itsy bitsy brush. Sorry if it looks a bit blurry. And I use this first color from the palette. So I just take a bit of it, and then I just use it to get the inner of my lid. And this just makes my eyes pop out a little bit. My next step for the eyes is the eyeliner, and I have asked me how do I do my eyeliners well, and these are my gymnastics teammates. So what I use is I use a liquid eyeliner, I use a fine tip eyeliner, or I use a brush. I'm going to be using the brush method, so I use this sort of angle brush and this eyeliner. So how I apply it is I use the brush and I take just a bit of the eyeliner, and I start from the inner of my lid, and I just do like small little strokes. And I sometimes use my finger to kind of give it its shape. And that's how I apply my highlighter. The final step with my eyes is the eyelashes. And I use this mascara. This is a dark brown mascara. And I always use the brown mascara for my everyday looks. So I just do my top lashes. And for my bottom lashes, I need to use a mirror so I can like look super close. And I also do my bottom lashes. Like that. My next step after my eyes is my brows. And I sometimes fill in my brows with an eyeshadow or mascara, but I know that people use like brow gel and like to fill in their brows, but since I don't have that, I just always use an eyeshadow to fill in my brows. And since my eyebrows are like so dark, and I sometimes, every time I look in the mirror, I always feel like I barely have any brows, so I like to fill them in a little bit. So I use this sort of like angle brush to fill in my brows, and I use one of these two browns, or I do a combination of both to fill in my brows. I just take a little bit, and I always start from the farther part. And I always go in an upward stroke, then a downward stroke. The other side. Like this. Now after that, it is time for highlight. So I use this highlighter that I got from Sephora and this fan brush that I also have right here. So I just take a bit of the highlighter and I just put it right on top of my cheekbone, and I just go in some sort of like fast motion because I do not want too much. Just like that, so I have highlighter on both sides. Now if I want to get other parts with highlighter for under my brow bone, I use the same brush that I used for the inner of my eye. Take a little bit, and I just put a little bit under on each side. I also put a bit of highlighter on like above my forehead right here and on the cupid's bow of my lip, and I use this like fluffy brush right here. I take a bit, put it right where my brows are and above, and I put some on the cupid's bow of my lip. And a little bit on my nose. Just like that. Now we're coming down to the last and final thing with my makeup, and that is the lips. I always put on this lip primer that I got from New York at H&M in New York, and I just use it to put it on my lips. before I put any lipstick. So I just do a few swatches, rub my lips together, and I kind of use my finger to blend it in. Just like that. And the next step is I use my lips with lip color. And I have this MAC Neutral Brown. I sometimes use a brush and I sometimes don't use a brush. So I'm not going to use a brush. I'm just going to do it right out of the tube. So I just do small little strokes with it. And that is it. And then, so that is it for this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys liked it, and comment below if you want me to do another one, but making it a evening look, kind of. I'll do the same sort of like routine, but with a little bit of different colors, and yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe to be part of the VKs. And I am also going to be maybe doing a video with fashion, so if you want to see those videos, subscribe to be part of the VKs and future stylists, and I'm trying to be setting a goal to get to 50 subscribers, and if we do, then I might do a challenge